What's up, YouTube? In today's video, we're going to be trying to find the worst movie ever made. So, we know there's a bunch of bad movies. It's just sequels and shit that they make a lot of time. These dumb sequels, and they have these dumb ideas that they make. Like and subscribe and turn post notifications on for more videos like this.
In the many creatively bankrupt years of my YouTube career, recycling more ideas and the poster designer for the Home Alone sequels, we have watched a lot of crappy movies. Cinematic tour de forces like Diary of a Wimpy Kid 4, Transmorphers 1 through 3, several unrelated movies.
That's like a quadruple. What's it called when there's a fourth movie? What is that?
Well, it ain't Barney the
What is that?
But the idea
That thing looks like it was made in 2001, but like they had a $1,000 budget. Like people gotta at least look at what they're making. You know what I mean? You can't see that, and then people actually say, "Hey, this is a good movie." Like I get CGI at that time wasn't great. Like we've all seen Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and then we look back at it now and we're like, "Holy shit! I did not realize the CGI was that bad." But that's just insane. That CGI was awful, bro. Holy shit, but there's definitely worse.
This video began just like any other night, where because I had nothing else to do, since it's not like I'm sleeping at the moment between the constant 45-degree weather every night and an aircon that sounds like an angry microwave screaming at me. Given that I've been spending that much time wishing I was dead, it made me kind of nostalgic for all the time that I spent watching these. And dude, I just feel like people hand out the title of the worst of all time like every 2 days, you know, like with Megamind 2 or the Snow White remake. Melania just came out and it's already like the lowest rated movie on IMDb. Like it can't be that bad. Yeah, no, you guys are right. There's like so many things that could classify a movie as being the worst.
Never seen that movie.
Slap together lazy cash grab sequels that no one likes. Movies that are offensive to victims of recent tragedies.
They made a Titanic 2.
Open House on Netflix that are literally not even finished. And Madam Web. Just all of it. So I spent the last few days suffering through the best that the 15th page of Amazon had to offer to find the worst movie.
It always looks like they're AI movies.
And now I'm going to tell you
like every time.
So I began my search in the most obvious place, the sites that everyone goes to base their opinions of movies on before they even see them. Now, I can tell you that in my thousands of wasted hours scrolling funny 1-star reviews, that there's not many of these sites that have like an actual list we can go off of, and even less that people actually care about. Since every site has like a totally different answer to this question, since
what the fuck is that?
Gap between all of their users. Like if you gathered all of IMDb's active user base, it'd probably look like a nursing home. While everyone on Letterboxd are people like me who won't watch anything unless it's shown to them on Instagram Reels, which is why like most of their lowest rated movies are from like the last 10 years or so. Last year's War of the Worlds, for example, the movie where Ice Cube does a let's play of an alien invasion for 2 hours, was so iconic that at only the age of 6 months has already cleared through 70 years.
Oh, I just saw something on there. It said like tall girl. I remember I had to watch that in like middle school. And that shit was like the dumbest plot ever. She wasn't even that tall, but the whole premise of the movie was she was too tall and like didn't like nobody like her because of it. It is stupid. Like she wasn't even that tall. It just all stupid movies are just a dumb plot.
To take the runner-up spot for the worst movie of all time.
Hey, that was easy.
And I've seen this movie like 3 times, which I cannot wait to be reminded about on my deathbed, but I have to disqualify it from the running purely for the fact that it has Roderick Heffley in it.
It is Roderick.
It's you! It's you!
I'm sorry, women.
How could you, man?
But on this list was some incredible competition like 365 Days, The Emoji Movie,
Ellie,
Cats, every single After movie, and Titanic 666.
110 years after the launch of the
And they're all Tubi
Titanic
movies.
3
Every one
set
of them are
sail in
Tubi
just a
movies.
few hours on the same path as her namesake.
Oh my god, look at this ship!
It's kind of crazy that out of the probably millions of shit-ass Tubi movies, and also with the existence of a Pacific Rim 2, the only movie on the entire site to have a score lower than a 1 is Dragon Ball Evolution.
Uh-oh.
A movie that condenses the entire beloved story of the most famous anime of all time into like an hour-and-a-half-long Riverdale episode that makes bold narrative choices like trading Frieza for a gang of high school chuds, and expertly adapting all of Goku's iconic character traits like getting bullied at high school, and not only knowing what a woman is, but spending half of the movie trying to sleep with one.
Just because my name is Chi-Chi doesn't make me a complete idiot.
That's half the movie.
Stupider names than Chi-Chi. I'm not saying that Chi-Chi's a stupid name.
Genuinely, who is watching this movie though?
I just overall has like about as much commitment to the OG show as the
I get
single
all the
strand of blue hair on Bulma. But
Dragon Ball
sure
fans,
right
but
everyone's favorite thing
like,
about the
it's
series,
shit,
though, which is having Goku look like he's trying not to shit himself in every single fight scene.
I am Muten Roshi, the Invincible!
My grandfather is dead.
ooh.
Even after saying all that, I don't think this is our man. Purely for the fact that if it wasn't like 90 minutes of people LARPing as Dragon Ball characters, it wouldn't be anywhere near close to being on the same list as like Swiped with Noah Centineo.
Do you really want to pay for a movie? No! Or flower? No!
I'm gonna say the C word. I know we don't like to say it, alright? Here we go. Commitment.
Oh! Now, we've all been there with bad adaptations.
Oh, no.
Okay? I say that as a Transformers fan.
We all know
me,
what that
I
one
get
was
it.
from.
We know the Avatar fanbase has been under a mass psychosis since 2010. But I still don't think it's that bad, dude. Like, calling it worse than the
I caught
entire
that ref
365
immediately.
Days franchise is a big call, okay? Trust me, I've seen all of them. Like, as a Dragon Ball movie, yeah, you'd get more accuracy from fucking epic rap battles. But, like, on its own, I don't know if I could crown this, like, the worst of all time on account of it still having things like effects, a story, and acting. I'm not saying any of those things were good, but we're really gonna miss having them in a minute. So my next stop was IMDb, and I have to say, looking through their list, there really is just something about like a shitty comedy movie that hurts in a different way, because like, there's no greater cinematic crime than not being funny, as I'm sure you're all very familiar as regular watchers of my videos. Another movie that dominates a lot of these lists is Movie 43, a film with the most embarrassing collection of Hollywood stars since the Epstein Files.
I suck dicks! I suck dicks! I suck them all the time!
If you were a superhero, what would your superpower be?
My superpower would be sucking dick!
One with
The
so
hell?
much talent somehow involved in a film that opens with Hugh Jackman having a giant nutsack on his face. And
Oh,
then
it's
somehow
that
only
movie?
gets worse from there. That you do
It's the
have to
movie with the
wonder if
nuts on the
premiere for it
neck or
went to
whatever?
Standing ovation for an involuntary moment of silence for everyone's careers.
Yeah, you squeeze boobies. Yeah, and touch her butt.
What I did find out during this movie, though, while Lifeline put me on hold,
What's
is
even
that
the
for some
plot
reason,
of this?
IMDb's lowest rated movie of all time has a higher score than the 4 movies that are ranked below it. Which, last time I checked, is not how numbers work, but it's apparently just because they rank stuff based on, like, popularity or something, so that it's a bit more proportionate, which, I mean, I guess makes sense if you want to be lame about it. If you go by the user rating, though, it's a totally different story, because then you get a list of movies that the entire Western Hemisphere doesn't even know exist, and also Food Fight.
That was so perfectly good.
This looks like a PS3 game.
So it turns out IMDb's actual lowest rated movie is something called Smolensk, but like 2 seconds of lazily Google searching it tells me that it's because it's some like Polish propaganda conspiracy movie, yet I'm sure you can tell, having been 10 minutes in this video already, that I'm not exactly going to be like a compelling voice for European politics. So back to IMDb's lowest rated movie, as long as you squint a little.
Disaster movie.
Oh, fuck.
Everyone remembers the Scary Movie movies, but for some weird reason, no one ever brings up any of the 5,000 attempts to recreate them that all collectively have a lower Rotten Tomatoes score than the entire Birdemic franchise. My brother made me watch the Fast and Furious one with him a couple years ago against my will. And there was
Because
a
you
scene where
can't
they were, like,
really-
infiltrating a place while completely naked that went on for
Horror
so
is really
long
the only
that when my
genre
mom
you
got
can do
home,
that
she thought
with.
we were just watching porn. Even some of the crappiest movies still have like something to like about it. Jack and Jill had Dunkachino. Norm of the North makes for an incredible drinking game. Space Chimps 2 ends. But Disaster Movie is the worst kind of movie. One that, much like my 12
Jeez.
years of schooling, immediately left my brain the second it wasn't in front of me. If the worst crime of the other movies they made was that they weren't funny, Disaster Movie mogs all of them by not even having any jokes. It's just 90 minutes of never-ending Family Guy cutaway gags with no punchline other than borderline copyright infringement.
What is going on?
my ass.
Disaster Movie doesn't have the usual things that you'd find in a movie, like, you know, a story or
It's just a
basic
bunch of
respect for your
bullshit
time,
put
but still
together.
has time for so many poop and fart jokes that the only part of it I enjoyed was pretending that the credits were an obituary. You could have told me that my house burned down in a freak accident, and I would have been less
Sad part is
upset
they
than
had
finding
decent
out I was only
actors in this
halfway
too.
through this movie.
I'm lactated.
Oh, I shouldn't say that. I should say decently
At this
known
point, I
people.
knew I was getting closer, both to finding the answer and also to death. But just before I thought I'd found our winner, I realized that my dog was absolutely locked the fuck in on this movie. So, you know, at least we found their target audience. But I gotta say, Disaster Movie worked very hard. to earn
Imagine
its
that a
well-deserved
dog
top
is
spot.
more
So let's see
interested
how
than
it
the people
compares
you
to our
wanted
final
to go
side.
to.
Rotten Tomatoes has 2 different ratings for every movie. One from people who get paid to watch movies all day, which I can't imagine what that's like. And another from like general audiences.
That'd be
but we're just
fun.
going to ignore that because I remember that includes
All you do
people
is
like
sit
my
on your
mom, who
ass and
every
watch
single time I've
movies.
seen watch a movie will not look up from the level of wordscape she's been stuck on for the last 4 years and then complain she doesn't know what's going on. Now the problem with Rotten Tomatoes is that their rating system kind of sucks. I mean, IMDb and Letterboxd don't work remotely the same, and yet whenever they can agree on something being complete arse, there's always that one guy on Rotten Tomatoes that still gives Titanic 2 a 15%. The way that Rotten Tomatoes works, for those of you who aren't as vitamin D
Yeah, I didn't
deficient
know
as
what that
me, is
means.
that a 0% doesn't mean it's like a 0 out of 10. It just means that 0% of the people that reviewed it actually liked it. 0% of those reviews were positive, but that could mean they were anywhere from like a 0 to a 5 out of 10, right? And then the same goes the other way, right? Like if every single person gave Transformers 2, which is in the corner of the room for some reason, a 6 out of 10, it's going to come up as like the greatest shit of all time. You get it. I don't have to keep... You understand.
Okay.
So I think that makes that collection of movies with a 0% rating a little less funny, but at least they still got their own Wikipedia page to
I still don't get
immortalize
it.
their shame. But there's only one of these that has 117 negative reviews, the most on the entire list by a huge margin, which means it's got to be absolutely poo-poo, right? And that movie is Ballistic X vs. Sever. With Antonio Banderas.
You just gotta think, people hated this movie so much that they went and decided, hey, I hate this movie so much that I'm gonna write a review how shit is.
Lucy Liu and Darth Maul. Are we sure they didn't make this movie up like 3 minutes ago? Directed by Chaos. You mean the guy from Skylanders?
Oh,
and this movie
that was so
actually
Sigma.
kind of sick, I'm not gonna lie.
That was so Sigma, boys. Ouch.
I'm not gonna say like I didn't sit there in absolute silence for 90 minutes with literally nothing of value to say about it, and that there weren't lengthy
They're right in
scenes
front
this
of each
movie. I
other.
was
How are
having
they
a
missing this
generational run on
bad?
Subway Surfers. But in spite
They
of
look like a
its catchy, catchy last
stormtrooper.
name, the fact that this movie had like actual real stunts and explosions and a soundtrack that goes way
And it
harder
still
than it needed
sucked.
to, automatically made it better than the other thousands of dad slop action movies I've been forced to sit through by male family members over the age of 45. And like, yeah, I might not be able to tell you what the movie was even about without skimming the Wikipedia page a couple of times, but I think if anything that just goes to show how arse Rotten Tomatoes is, that when a movie that everyone unanimously agreed is like the most 5 out of 10 movie ever made is considered as even being in the same ballpark as Baby Geniuses 2.
It's playtime.
So, now we have all our answers. So, now what? How do we figure out which one of these is the most bad? Well, between all of these equally strong contenders, it's
Let's see
disaster
here.
movie. I fucking hate this movie so much. But I wanted to be absolutely sure that we covered all of our bases. And by using the power of basic...
I was gonna explain this earlier, but what was I gonna say? A lot of the times they'll like make these movies over like just like popular things, like popular games, and then they'll just suck. They'll flop so much and they'll put so much money into it. Like I saw in the beginning of this, like they made an Among Us movie, and I know they made that Backrooms movie. That shit. Like there's just really no plot you can make to it, and they're always just gonna be mid-movie.
2-level math. I thought, what if we combine all of these lists and then work out an average score? So I took the bottom 10 from all 3 of these sites, chucked in their ratings, and then spent 15 minutes trying to work out how to average something in Excel. And just like that, we finally have our answer.
Use
In
ChatGPT.
third place, we have Food Fight, which... yeah, that checks out. The runner-up is
Animation
a
is
movie
just
called Saving
shit.
Christmas, which I watched, and trust me, it's not important.
I love everything about it. I love the music. I love the carols and the hymns. I love
He
all
actually
the
likes
kids.
the movie. What?
But we now know that the worst movie of all time, with an
Disaster
average
movie.
score of 1.6 out of 10, objectively, is... what the fuck is 2025, The World Enslaved by a Virus?
What is this movie? All right, let's look at this.
The world as we have known in 2020 does not exist anymore, and communism is all over the place.
2025, The World Enslaved by a Virus is what I can best describe as like the Kevin 11 of cinema, in that it takes a little something from every other bad movie to become something somehow even worse. It has enough shitty acting to ravel the room.
Are you a traitor? Did you sell us out?
I didn't sell you out. What do you mean? I don't know who's at the door.
Nobody knew that we were here.
It's directed by someone that should probably be in jail.
Yeah, that's
scene
awful.
indoors is shot like an Adobe Premiere.
Whoa,
tutorial
whoa,
video.
whoa,
I mean,
whoa,
there's
whoa, 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 whoa. Let's go back. Is he implying that he was dating an 18-year-old? Like a freshly turned 18? Oh, God, it was in my eye. Jesus. How is this guy not in jail? Should be roommates to the EDP at this point.
There's nothing this movie can't do, except get through a single line of dialogue without fucking it up.
Those movies seem so far away.
True.
And now 5 years later we are...
And this happens so many times, and they just leave it in the movie anyway.
Oh,
See,
gosh, they
when I
don't
sleep, I
make
can't
sure they're
sleep
close
anymore.
perfect, or they
Those
rush the
films
movie.
about the countries in the Middle East where Christianity was illegal.
Like
like they have nothing to say anymore.
The whole thing's about like after COVID took over the world, the government made things like Christianity illegal, but not if this guy has anything to say about it. He doesn't care about laws, you know, given that he met his in real life girlfriend when she was 14 years old.
And if it is the police, we're not gonna stop singing because of the government.
That was not Instagram post
This
worthy.
movie starts with like a sick-ass car chase of what I imagine are the movie's investors hunting down the director after seeing the finished product, which got me excited thinking the rest of it wasn't going to be 70 uninterrupted minutes of unscripted small talk.
The excuse was virus. Something they sold us as a super deadly killer virus. The state leaders started to take away our rights.
The final season of Stranger Things will be jealous of how much of this movie is just people reiterating the same thing for an hour and a half. Almost the entire movie is just them sitting in a room and brainstorming like a plan that they then go outside and do by spraying a bunch of fish everywhere, which like attracts the attention of a new person who they then bring back to the room
what does this
talk
do?
about it for 10 minutes. And this goes on for an hour and a half.
Oh gosh.
Corona due to Jesus.
Oh my gosh, and there's so much background noise. Holy shit. This is like a shitty YouTube
As
video.
both their movement and my suicidal thoughts grow, they go from talking inside of a room to talking outside of a room and begin employing a potentially illegal amount of montages to defeat the coronavirus.
Our whites became gray, mixed by the government. They decide when you
This is genuinely so ass.
what job you get, and when you should die. But the freedom.
Some really good dialogue
When
here
I
in
first
this
saw
movie.
this, I cried because I found out I was only 14 minutes into the movie. And on account of most
An
of the
hour
runtime being
30
like a
of
barely
this?
edited podcast, there's really not that much else for me to tell you about it. Like the main guy confesses his feelings to a girl at some point and then they make out, but like in a way that leaves room for Jesus.
I know it will be hard, but with Jesus in the center of our relationship, it can last.
It will last if we put him first.
And then he gets shot in the head and dies.
Ooh.
And that's how it ends.
That's a really good way to...
Hey, can I be next? I'm gonna be honest, guys.
And then they
I
use the
think we might
copyright
have found
music
it.
at the
Just,
end.
dude, not even the greatest friend group in the world and lethal amounts of alcohol could ever make me want to sit through this again. So, there we go. The
cameras are
irrefutable,
ass,
objective
too.
worst movie of all time. So,
It's like a
what do we
$100
even get
camera
out of
you would
doing
buy
this
at
aside
the
from severe brain damage? I don't know.
store.
The projector's pretty sweet, right?
I was trying to think of the store name, but... Alright, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe and turn our post notifications on for more videos like this. Yeah, and click one of these two videos up here to see more of my content. As I said before, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see all of you guys in the next one.